Hello everyone, I'm Ben Coleman, your anchor host here for the Florida Aviation Network, coming to you live and in the clear. We are live here at the 2021 Sun and Fun Fly. Actually, it's an International Expo and Fly-In, I think is what they call it now. You never know what Lights is going to come up with next, but it's been so far a very safe fly-in. If you have not had the opportunity to get here, you still do have several days you could make it your way here to Lakeland and see what it's like to be the first place for the Blue Angels, their inaugural first time ever in their new F-18 Hornets. And it's we're going to have a little bit of a different conversation right now with you because we have someone here to my immediate left, stage right, Joel Hargis.
Ben, it's kind of fun to be sitting on. To be sitting on this side of the room instead of in the hot seat right there.
And Joel, another thing that I really...
Oh no, don't do that.
Oh, well, the guys in the trailer, that John Carter out there said, "What? Audio, where'd our audio go?"
And I work with this guy.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Joel, we're here for aviation safety. And
we are.
We do manage to squeeze the most fun out of every day that we have. Because our days are limited. I mean, nobody's getting out of this world alive. So we have to make every day count. And one way that we do it here with our volunteers is to try to give back to the industry of so much pleasure and excitement that we get out of this. We're in a bind. We are in a bind, Joel. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
We're in a bind.
Tell me.
We talk to ourselves and all of the alphabet groups, AOPA, EAA, we talk
CAP.
to ourselves, CAP, you name them, NAFI, SAFI, PAFI, PAMA. We talk to ourselves, and we are, in our own rights, the most important thing going on in the world.
In aviation.
In the world. I'm talking in the world, but we are a mere sliver of the population.
Yep.
Wait, we need to go back to camera one. Sliver. Can you zoom in on that? Can you zoom in? Here you go. Bob, can you zoom in on that? That's a sliver. That's a sliver. We have our work cut out for it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got me. To actually get this message across to the minions, one way to do that is what we're doing here by recording it, making a video. This is live, but it is going to be viewable on the YouTube or our Florida Aviation Network channel.
Absolutely.
Joel, what are you doing to promote safety and aviation?
Well, we've been doing that all week long. And of course, promoting aviation, of course, is... I'm starting a series with the Florida Aviation Network called Teaching Youth Aviation. And I have done a remote shot already with Squadron 534 in Leesburg. And we had Barb Phillips on just a few minutes ago, and she has a great youth group. And I think that's what's really important is teaching youth aviation, because they're the future, Ben. I mean, they're the future.
I thought the future was us old guys here.
No, I'm afraid we're going to time out at some point.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully not for a while, but you know, we gotta share the knowledge. We gotta engage them so that the enthusiasm that we have, the love, the passion for aviation that we have, we instill that into, you know, the youth. And you know, like our crew is largely some of the high school students from the academy who are here, and it's, you know what, it's a hoot working with them.
And Joel, there's a term, I call it both positive and negative education. Positive education is you like to show and teach people how to do things right. Negative education is to assure to them that what they just witnessed is not the way to do it. It's negative indication that this is not the way to do this. So some of the folks, and every now and then we'll see somebody really screw up really bad, and that's one of the methods of learning.
Oh, well, for sure.
You got to see how people screw up.
You know, it's funny when you become a pilot. One of the things you should do is is start going to the FAST seminars, right? Flight safety team. And in a flight safety seminar, they almost always show you a video or two of how not to do it, right? I mean, that's right to the point you're talking about, right? And so what better way to learn how to avoid a mistake is watching somebody else make the mistake.
Yeah.
And that's how we learn as pilots.
Well, history does have a way of repeating itself, and that's one of the reasons we do case studies. And back in the day, back when I was working as an administrator's representative, that was one of the popular things. And it's not that people are into the bad, negative side of aviation. It's we look at how people have failed in aviation to make it a successful, safe flight, and you learn from that. And we need to continue. And it's been a long time since I've seen a case study presentation of drilling into an accident. It doesn't have to be recent. It's best if it's not, after all the litigation has settled out. But to go into the case study and look into the chain of events that linked right up to the crash site. And how do you, people always would ask me, how do you investigate an accident? Take it backward.
Right.
You start from the smoking hole.
Yeah, it's usually
just
a series of events that culminated. I mean, they teach you that in your private pilot class, for crying out loud. There's an acronym for that. I don't know it. If our host Ron Timmermans was here, I'm sure he would.
Oh, the main anchor.
The main anchor, yeah, the main host. He would. Poor Ron's never going to live that down.
No, he's not.
But anyway, yeah, absolutely. That's how we learn, and it is part of our job is to promote safety, but part of our job is to promote aviation, and part of our job is to promote Sun and Fun. And I don't know about you, but I've been here 3 days now, and I'm having a great time.
Well, wait till you get out walking around the ramp. And
I've been on the ramp.
Okay.
We went out and shot some video yesterday, me and a crew, and last night I had a unique experience. We were out in the far extended campground. I got invited to the American Airline Pilot Union dinner.
The reunion dinner.
It's the union dinner, and bunch of pilots, right? Men and women, and boy, I'll tell you what, they cooked some brisket, and they had some brisket, potato salad, and stuff. It was good, and truth be told, there was some beer there, but boy, I met some really, really cool pilots. We sat around and talked for 2 or 3 hours, and that's part of the experience here. Is if you can stay and you walk around and meet new people, right? Meet new people. I have made so many friends just at Sun and Fun that, because we all have something in common here. Out in the real world, pilots are the 1 percentile, right? And that's even a high number. It isn't 1%.
It's less than 1.
It's less than 1%. Yeah. And so, like when you learn how to fly, who do you call up and talk to about it? Unless you got a pilot buddy, the answer is nobody. And so, to come to an event like this where most anybody can talk about aviation, it's like a whole new world. And so that's a great way to do it. And I have to correct you. You said the Blue Angels were going to be here in their new Hornets. That's not right. They're here in their new Super Hornet.
Oh, okay, all right. Attention to detail.
That's just a new.
Me, Joe.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And they flew in. Did they fly in yesterday or the day before? But they practiced yesterday, and they just, if you've never been under the Blue Angels when they're doing a show or practicing, man, they just screaming through the sky, and of course flying that tight formation.
And I'll tell you something else that happened yesterday that you don't see every day. Melody and I were out riding around, and the Blue Angels have just finished their routine. They're gaggling up at the end of the runway, getting ready to taxi back. Everybody's looking to the west, and what's going on? What are they looking at? And finally, we see in a delta formation the Thunderbirds came down and he strafed
Really?
the runway.
Oh, I didn't know
It was
that.
kind of cool. We had both, the
Blue
two,
Angels and the
two
Thunderbirds
military
over the field in one day.
presentations. Yeah, they were on their way to Cocoa Beach doing a.
And they just
air show
thought they would
yesterday.
show off and,
Yeah, they were in the area.
yeah, hey,
Hey, you mind if I?
Blue Angels,
Yeah, Lakeland, mind if we
Yeah.
come by for a little pass?
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I missed that. I was probably sitting in here working.
Well, actually, making a low pass is not really smiled upon by the FAA. But what that was it was a group missed approach and go around.
Is that what that was? Okay.
Missed approach, go around.
Is that how they get by with that?
Yeah, they did. But the accident investigation.
All right,
you brought
back to
that
safety.
up. It's not always finding out exactly what happened, but if you learn enough about what didn't happen,
Right.
it will start to point you in a direction, and you never ever jump to a conclusion. Never.
Right.
And I cannot tell you the times they come up, the news media especially, what caused this crash? And well, that's what we're here to investigate.
Right. We
And
don't
you
have
tell
that
them,
information yet.
tell them everything that you're going to do. Make sure you do it, but make sure you tell them what you're going to do, and where they can get this information when it's available.
So how long did you work on those?
Yeah, it's about 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
You don't look that old.
I know. I started when I was 10 years old.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But
I thought
but
it'd
honestly-
be nice to him, He is the anchor.
That's another question that I would love to have a group of people in an auditorium or audience, and I would ask the question: how many accident investigators do we have here in the crowd?
Yeah.
No hands would go up.
No.
And I said, how many people in this crowd are pilots? And a whole bunch of hands go up. Okay, now how many accident investigators do we have here? They start looking around. Where's this guy going? He's crazy. He's losing
I
his
know
mind.
what the answer's going to be.
And I said,
We should all be accident investigators.
anyone who ever asked the question of, wonder what happened, how could this occur, and what could I do to prevent me from winding up like that?
That's right.
You're an accident investigator. It just depends on to what degree you decide to take that inquisitive nature of what caused this accident. Because to prevent an accident, you really do need to kind of fine tune into what causes it, the root cause.
Well,
I yield.
Again, I'll just go back to the FAA flight safety team and their seminars. Obviously, for the last year, those have not been live, but there are webinars going on weekly. And there's also the flight safety courses you can take online. That's a great way to learn. There's so many videos. And as pilots, it's up to us. Nobody's twisting our arm to continue our education. But I've always believed that if we're not continuing our education, we're going backwards. So
There you go. I just tired of looking at that piece of tape on your shirt.
He's very picky.
A little OCD going on, maybe. And actually, it's our role to make this as compelling, because this could be considered by some a little boring, looking at two old fat bald guys. I'm sorry. Here talking about aviation safety, but we're going to be mixing it up and changing things as far as our venue. Do a lot more remote live activities, and it's really going to be, we've got to make it more compelling and to make people say, hey, did you see that interview on the Florida Aviation Network? What a hoot. That guy is crazy. And we need to get a certain amount of that going on, because it's reality. And the stiff talking shirt, and you have come so far. Oh, did I say that?
You
I
did,
didn't mean to say that.
Wow.
But Joel, you used to be really stiff.
You think?
Yeah. And but you have really homed up, I tell you.
Well, I think you relax and start having a good time. You talk about the remotes. Me and Bob Willen, cameraman, and Nancy, we went out yesterday afternoon, and I found two LSAs. One was I can't remember, TA6 or something. Anyway, it had the propeller out over the front of the cockpit, and of course we didn't do that live. That will be edited and up on the web. But it was such a strange looking airplane. I've never seen anything like it. And then they had a unique other LSA heavy wing load. It was a two-place, but it both had the Rotax 9 in it, and that was great. And then driving around, I was kind of headed to the Warbird area, but we're running short on time. I came by this Waco that was looked like it came out of the factory yesterday. It was a 1934 Waco, used to be owned by the governor of Ohio. And we stopped and interviewed the couple that owned that and took some pictures and some videos. So look for that on the web, because it was really, man, what a beautiful airplane. It was nuts. It was really great. And that's all the kind of stuff you see at Sun and Fun, you know.
Well, we are in the technological nuance, if you will, and the age of the internet. There is no reason to have a question or wonder what makes something work, tick, fall, break, and how much it costs. There's information, there's a cornucopia. Melody loves it when I use that word. There's a cornucopia of information there, and it's just there for the soaking. Soak it up. And the Rotax, you mentioned Rotax, the 912, 915, 912 EU, 912U. There's a lot of different Rotax models, and I learned something today, and I didn't think I was going to learn anything today, but the gearbox on the Rotax.
Yeah.
Did you realize that there's a 600-hour inspection on that gearbox?
Oh, no. Did not know that.
And but I was misinformed. I was under a misinformation that I was told that it was a mandatory overhaul at 600 hours. It's not. It's a check because there's dog ears in there, and the dog ears. Oh, John, he's wanting to home in on that because he likes dogs and he likes ears. But it's a matter of the shims to keep these dog ears from wearing, because they do wear. They do wear. There you go. And they do wear. And so you just change the shims out to make sure that they don't shim, and you're good for another 600 hours. You're good for another 600 hours. And, you know, from an operator standpoint, you thought, oh, every 600 hours have to overhaul a gearbox? That's $2,000. That could get costly. But
well, yeah.
Maintenance is the key.
600 hours for most generally aviation pilots, if you're not training in it, is 5 years. I mean, for most GA pilots. So that's really, 5 years is a long time.
5 or 7 years, and in dog years, that's only one to get a. I can't believe he said that.
I think he's getting tired.
I can't believe
I really
he said
do.
that.
I think Ben's getting tired.
But we're doing a new format here, by the way. Did you know that Lee Louderback tomorrow is going to be here, and he is going to be host of Florida Aviation Network for that segment. But guess who's going to be interviewing?
I know who he's going to be interviewing. He's going to be interviewing you.
And boy, do I have some information for him. Because people don't realize this, but if you go and look up inside a Crazy Horse, he's got an autopilot in there. That's the autopilot doing that air show. No human person could be that smooth on the controls. It's got to be an autopilot.
I don't believe it.
Bob Jex is getting ready to throw the flag on me.
I
think that's is that the BS flag?
Lee's flying that air show. Don't let anybody kid you.
Okay, guys. We're going to knock it off, and we're going to see you next interview. Ben Coleman, your anchor host, Florida Aviation Network, live and in the clear, Sun and Fun 2021. See you.